Sniper, what's going on? How you doing, man?
Dude, honestly, right now in this moment, I'm doing really good. I'm able to walk a little bit right now, and I have no headache. So I'm just really happy to be here, man.
That's awesome.
How are you doing?
That's awesome. Good, good. We missed you big time last week. We saw you had your plushies keeping you company in the hospital, but glad to hear you got back safe.
Oh, dude, this is definitely not about me, but I will give 1,000% praise to Queenie and Merv, especially the moment it happened. Queenie was in my DMs like, yo, where are you at? I need to get something to you ASAP. I've never got the chance to meet Merv. So when he brought me the goodie bag, I damn near cried. You know, me and Merv actually got to meet. We talked, and I had a lot of great friends like Hawkward. She sent me up stuff. I was able to talk to other friends like Hells and other people in the community. They all wish me good love. And Klon actually reached out to me. He DM'd me, gave me some really positive words. And those that know my story with the Cool Cats, it's always been a big thing for me. So this is literally what I invested into a year ago. Me and Klon became friends. He gifted me with something, and it's literally changed my life. My mom saw the stuff that I got in the hospital, and she was like, "That's that stuff from Cool Cats, right?" And she was just blown away, like how far we've all came from a year to now. Like literally, it's about to be a 1 year anniversary in a couple of days. I think Friday, and just the fact that I've been here since July 13th in the Cool Cats, I can't express how much love I have for this community. I really do, and just it showed everyone that saw my pictures in the hospital. The team actually gave a darn about me to go out of their way, make sure I had stuff and felt a part of the community. And I'll never forget that until the day I die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm forever thankful for you, Klon, and just the whole team. I'm really happy to be here. Seriously.
Oh man, it's great to hear that you're feeling better now. Because when we all saw the picture, we felt terrible, and I'm really just thankful for Merv and Queenie for like just taking action to get those plushies over to you. Because we definitely we missed you at Cooltopia, and it was sad when you were stuck in the hospital.
No, it was beautiful, man. What y'all put on was very beautiful. I lived vicariously through every one of our friends that were there. I was asking people nonstop, like, how was the event? What was it like? Like, I didn't want anyone to think like, oh, I'm sitting here so sad. I was so happy to see like all the success. You looked beautiful out there, man. I loved your fit that you had going on. But yeah, it was just so cool to see that y'all really pulled off something that it seemed like everyone enjoyed. And I can say, even from my hospital bed, I was super happy to say I am a cool cat, and I've been a cool cat this whole time. So y'all do y'all thing. This ain't about me. This is about how lovely the cool cats are. I'm just happy to be here and hear what y'all have to talk about.
That's awesome to hear. Queenie and Merv are rock stars. I saw when Queenie replied to your post, Sniper, saying like, DM me, please. I knew she had something in the works. And Merv was just running around all week at Cooltopia, and he's got such a good work ethic. And seeing him like show up there, I was like, that's what it's all about.
So one thing that no one may know, I was in a hospital room with this guy named Frank. Never met the guy in my life. Don't know who he was. Just had one leg. And he was telling me about how this guy was abusing him in this house, and he couldn't go back to this house, so he had to find a new house. And the most crazy thing is, because you'll never hear about this if I wouldn't have said it, Merv was talking to the dude on the way out, telling him about Cool Cats because the guy was interested. Merv literally took his wristband off of his wrist and gave it to Frank. And Merv don't even know, but that whole day and next day that he was there with me, on the phone, he was talking about this brand named Cool Cats and how when he got home, he wanted to buy a shirt. And Merv was like literally willing to give this man the clothes off his body. He was like, do you want this shirt? I will literally give you this shirt. And he was like, what about that wrist? Like, this wristband, you can have it, man. And literally gave him the wristband off his wrist and was like, here, bro, you take that. And that dude was so ecstatic in his hospital bed for the next 2 days. Like, he would not stop talking about it on the phone. And I was just like, if I know Merv is not going to go tweet that. I know he's not going to go tell nobody that. That was just something that he did out of the kindness of his heart. And I think that was just like a big moment that I just really sat in my hospital bed and just like smiled, because I know that he just did that out of kindness, and that's what Cool Cats are about. So big shout out to him, man. I love Merv to death. And Queenie, like you said, as soon as I saw the DM, she was on it, like on top of it. So I love that so much. I love all y'all.
Dude, we love the Merv, we love the Queenie. That's a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing that, Sniper.
Yeah, dude, Merv is just going to be like the Cool Cat Santa Claus from now on.
Oh,
we just got to give him a big bag of merch to go around these streets, like finding people to spread the word.
It's good old Saint Merv. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got big spaces today. I mean, we've got coming off the high of NFT NYC Cooltopia, we've got Clon here who's going to break it down for us. But before we get in the Clon, and I know I was mentioning Horndog's been crowdsourcing some questions, and he's got his own questions as well, so he'll lead that convo. Let's go through some of like the what's been happening the past week with Cool Cat. So obviously NFT NYC 3-day event, Cooltopia, plus the VIP party. Insane. That was a blast. I think it blew all expectations out of the water, both from holders, non-holders. You just saw it explode on Twitter and felt the energy in New York in terms of even a lot of the naysayers just saying like, we got to give props where props are due. This is an awesome event. I know a ton of people here when I saw a ton of faces here, met a ton of people for the first time. Rating 1 out of 10. What was everyone's take on it? How, like, what do you think, Horndog, Hawkward?
I had a great time. The only thing I did wrong was the first time I showed up, I didn't allot enough time, like to actually get through everything. That was my biggest mistake. But it was like, you know, even bigger of an event than I appreciated, even having seen all the previews and everything. And I don't know. I thought it was awesome. It really blew my expectations out of the water, like you said. Good night, and maybe like didn't really know what to expect going in, other than there was going to be stuff to do, and there was even more than I appreciated.
How crazy was it to see like so many people of different ages, and like is maybe the most diverse in terms of age, gender, and like like race that I like saw anywhere in any of the events. But I found it really refreshing.
For sure, right? Like everywhere else, well, I shouldn't say everywhere, but there's a lot of events you're showing up to that, like, depending on that are fully token gated, right? So you had to have an expensive PFP of some kind, and you know, if it's like uber expensive, it's only like either people who got lucky early on, or like middle-aged rich white guys, basically, who are showing up to the thing. So I did think this event like really ran the gamut in a way that almost nothing else at any of the NFT NYC events did.
Yeah, and I didn't see Zupa until literally as I was leaving the event. Zupa, what was your take on it?
Man, I mean, I was really blown away. Exceeded all my expectations. I guess my favorite part was the plushies, the chugs, and the little Cool Cat head are just really like, I love it a lot. It was really well done.
Yeah, that merch store went hard. That was like, there was always a line. You had to go early. I know, like by day 2, it seemed like all the popular shirt sizes were gone, and like it just became a madhouse from there. Like everyone was just fighting for scraps. And then, yeah. Oh,
I think it was a really good first run. Like, I don't know how intentional it was, but like it was a good like trial of the IP, just like in the wild, non NFT like space, because you know they put out ads like all over like Midtown. I was like walking by them on my way to the event, and like you said, like you didn't keep it token gated, so you had people come in just like out of interest and resonate with the brand for the first time. And it kind of reminded me like July 1st last year, looking at the website, just immediately resonating with the art. And I think it was like a really good like trial run of like, can this IP really stand on its own in real life, and can we kind of scale in that direction? And just like to speak to the exhibit itself, I just absolutely loved it. It was like so custom to the brand. Like I talked to Kevin and he's like, yeah, like basically like they did everything for us. But I'm like, but you're seeing like the cool cat art like come to life. Like it was so well done. And like, when you hear about like the ambitions of certain things, you get a little nervous of like, well, that's a great concept, but can they really execute it? And I think it was really well executed. And just like incorporating technology into the whole exhibit too. It could have just been like, like a kind of children's museum type thing, but it really was kind of cutting edge too. So like even the tech people were kind of like uh, excited about it. It was magic, done the Disney way kind of.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll like never fully comprehend what a technical feat it was to that point, like with the gamification and literally like walking by those chests and like waving your arm and getting coins from it. Like everything's like on Wi-Fi or something. I don't know, but it's all keeping track for each person, and everyone can go redeem their merch. It was insane. It was awesome, and I think like for non-cool cat nerds out there, to your point, it's like something we always knew all along was like, oh, the potential of the IP, what the world could be, but that was really like you have to really be a cool cat nerd to really like get that. Read like Klon's tweets, go on the website, do all that stuff, look at the old art. But I think I saw so many people there that were just like, oh, I get it now. Like it's clicking for me. Walking around Cooltopia, I get what they're trying to do here, and I think that was a huge win for the team. That was a huge win for everyone. And I'm just excited to see what happens next from there. And then I know we'll dive more into NFT NYC, so we can chat with Klon about that. The other big news is JPIGs. So from Hamm and CodeName, they launched CodePigs, which is a project that is explicitly trying to burn milk, either through primary or secondary sales. And they sold out the other day. So it's a huge success of a 10,000 collection PFP project of a bunch of cute pigs with very familiar traits. But it was awesome to see in the Discord, awesome to see on Twitter, just the whole Cool Cats community rally together, get their polygon, get their matic, get their milk, and get ready to burn this thing. And I saw so many people mint so many of those. Did anyone pick up any pigs? What was everyone's take on that?
Oh yeah, I definitely picked up pigs. I think what Ham is doing with the milk is beautiful. I was unfortunately able to get some, but I did have people like Tolch send me one, and the ones that did, I definitely went and burned my own milk just so I made sure that I contributed to it. But I really like whenever people are doing, whether they make banners or they do projects. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I think the pigs look pretty damn cute. But that's just me, maybe. But I really enjoyed it. I got 5, and then I picked up, I think, 6 on secondary today just to support Ham and like the whole movement, because I really do like whenever the community comes together and tries to make something of what we have. So that was a really cool moment, and I think I'll be excited to see what other people do with that as well going forward, and I think we'll be seeing a lot of good uses out of it, hopefully.
Who else picked it up? Anyone pick it up?
I'm thinking about it. I just like I'm still in Rona mode, but Ham and I go way back from Clubhouse days and such. So like he's been doing a lot of dope art for projects for a while now.
It's awesome. Love to see that. I think we're gonna try to get Ham and CodeName up next week as the guests to pick their brains and see how that whole experience has been. I know Ham has CodeName had talked to Tom as well too to get his thoughts on things, and I know Tom and Link were super into minting the pigs as well too. So I think they have a really exciting story to tell. So it'll be interesting to hear it from their own mouths there. And then really the only other news left, I think it's been super exciting to see a number of old cool cats kind of venture their way back in the community. So we saw Lance get his cat the other day, and I think folks like Cappuccino, who we wanted in the Cool Cats community so long, he's so close to getting his cat. I think he's like 1 ETH
He
short
just
of it.
no, he just got it.
He just got it?
Just
Oh,
got
10
it.
minutes
Yep.
ago. Yeah.
Oh wait,
kidding.
what?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Someone pin it.
We got to
Someone-
bring him in here.
We
Let's
gotta
go.
let's go. Cappuccino. That's we've been rooting for that one for a really long time.
Yeah.
Oh, he even changed his profile picture. Look at that.
Someone pinned that tweet.
There we go.
Oh, I just
That's a great cat too. We love the astronaut.
Yeah.
Great.
That is awesome. Go Cappuccino. Go Lands. Getting the vibes back in Cool Cats here. This is awesome.
Good night.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sniper.
I also wanted to say, you said something about like the old members joining back in. I want to give a really big highlight because someone that's up here on the stage with us is a very dear friend to me and is actually helping me with my podcast now and is a huge help. But he actually was able to win the giveaway and won a cool cat. So I do want to say big shout out to my guy Angel up here. He is super deserving. And the moment I saw him win that, it was just beautiful. So I love seeing the old people get in, and the fact that we just got a really new member and it's someone who is not here to, well, if you want to sell, you do whatever you want, but he's someone who is here to build with his cool cat, build alongside me and all of us. So I just wanted to say big shout out to him and everyone coming back into the community. I think NFT NYC was a huge, huge positive look for the cats and just shows everyone that we are much, much more than a profile picture. So sorry to cut you off with that good night, but I definitely had to say that real quick.
That's awesome. No, appreciate that. Welcome, Angel. That's a great win.
What's up, guys? I wanted to say, because you guys are talking about like Cooltopia, as someone who like he said just recently joined like the Cool Cats, so I was an outsider up until the end of that event. Like, I know what Cool Cats was. I know, how people say, it's a blue chip project and things like that, but I was like, I've heard the stories of what you guys are trying to build and stuff like that. So I ended up going to the event. I waited my 45 minutes wait in line, and then once I was in, like how immersive it was so crazy. Like, I was with one of my boys, and just like looking around and playing the games and getting the coins, just to get even like just to find out, like we were getting points, not even knowing what the points were doing. We were just like, we're just gonna do it because it's fun. And then we ended up finding out like you can get merch with it. You can get like things at the like treats and stuff like that. So we ended up getting merch. It was cool. I had a great conversation with I believe it was the CPO of Rally, who was there, who informed me about the giveaway. And like after leaving that event, again, as an outsider, me and my friend were like, dude, we have to like split a cool cat. Like somehow, some way, we have to get a cool cat. Like this is the community we got to be in, because they've got so much like going for them. And then come to find out, like I get home from the event on Thursday. I check my email, and I'm like doing research for 30 minutes because I see that I have an email that says I won a cool cat, and I'm over here thinking like this has got to be a phishing scam. Someone's trying to steal my wallet or something. And none, it actually, ended up being that I won a cool cat. So now, I'm rocking it as my PFP. I'm in here. I've claimed my milk that came with the PFP, and I'm fully in. Like I love the cats. I love the community. You guys have been super like accepting and just like showing love, and it's awesome.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I totally would have deleted that email. I'd be like, that is a
Same.
Yo, for real.
Yeah.
I would have
Biggest
told you not to
phishing
click
email.
on it.
Dude, I did like 30 minutes worth of research because like they had like a tweet, a link to the tweet where they announced it, and I was like, but is this the real account? I was like, is this email real? Like this and the third. Like, dude, it took me so long to even just respond and be like, yeah, like this is me. Like,
Free cool cat. We just need your private keys.
yeah, right. Like
Sounds like a rug.
It's a sick hat you got too. It's
That's
green
awesome.
on green on green on green. You got the fierce
So green.
Mononoke face going on too. It's a good one. Oh, so with that,
Yeah, it's like a character cat. Like
For
like
real.
it. Yeah, it's got like a backstory and everything. Like
That's a war-ready cat right there. He's ready for
Facts.
any war.
I'm ready for anything, and best believe this is a long-term hold. I'm here for the long run. I'm here to, kick it with the cool cats, and actually, I do want to add another thing. I did know that like I was familiar with like who the founders were and stuff like that, and I was very happily intrigued by the fact that you guys were just walking around and just, you know, enjoying the vibes and playing the games with everyone else. Like, you know, that was a really big thing to me, because I'm like, wow, like you guys, you know, very humble, like you're just, you know, one of us. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun getting to meet everyone too, because I feel like this was the first event where there was just a bunch of cool cat holders or people who liked cool cats or were just like trying to learn about it. And so much fun getting to meet everyone and play games with them. I asked everyone what their high score was in Furs Lava. It's just
What was the lowest score you heard? Do we have an official? Did you guys keep the stats from
Oh, I need
all
to
the
check.
games?
I need to check. There probably is, but the top one I saw was 10 seconds, and I saw it
10
happen
seconds.
too. Yeah.
That's wild.
The guy literally ran over lava. It was insane. Like he just skipped the whole middle section and just ran over the lava.
That's one way to do it.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Klon,
Claude, so
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Snipe.
Oh, I have to ask you, dude. This has been bugging me since I seen your picture posted, and I might sound like a fool saying this, but were your pants inspired by Evisu jeans?
Geeg, were my pants inspired? Because Geeg made them. No.
No,
Wow.
I'm not sure what a Visu is.
Okay, well, I'm sending Klon over a picture, and once, dude, I sent it in our group chat, and I swear I was like, Klon is the most stylish dude for having this outfit, and now, sorry, and the fact that you didn't even have any inspiration, dude, you're a fashion god. Even seeing you in LA, bro, you're a fashion god.
I gotta give it up to Geeg. Without Geeg, it'd never be possible.
Geeg is super talented. Please let her know, Geeg, if you're listening, you are absolutely amazing with needle and thread. Anything you have done for Klon, it looks beautiful. So big shout out to you.
Thank you.
Custom land.
All right, I have to apologize for laughing. I meant to clap or do the heart, and it looked like I was laughing. So
Don't you hate when that happens?
It's tough. Yeah, so Klon, I wanted to ask though, because you were talking about like meeting everybody. I feel like you and Elu in particular had to have been there basically just from seeing your Twitter presence, like all opening hours, more or less.
Yeah,
Like,
and
did you have to like ice yourself down afterwards and like,
oh
you
my
know,
gosh,
I don't
it
know,
was
get
tiring. It was definitely tiring, and I would leave. I didn't get to go into any other events, which is fine, but I really wanted to go to Dead Fellows, but I like messaged Betty afterwards, and I'm like, I'm pooped. There's no way I'm making it out to Brooklyn right now. But yeah, we were there usually at like 9:30 to like 8 p.m.
Yeah, just standing and talking, basically.
Yeah, standing, talking.
Holding court.
Luckily, we had a little break room in the back, which we had a lot of people come to meet, like for different, you know, potential partnerships or whatever. So we'd bring them back there. But yeah, we were there the whole time. Cooltopia 24/7.
That's the other stat I want. I want like how many hands shaken by Klon
I
at Cooltopia.
I'd go into the back room and I'm like, who's got hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
I've shaken so many hands.
Probably too late for that at a certain point.
Someone needs to start like a Klon selfie thread because so many people took selfies with him. So, but they were all on like everyone else's phones.
Yeah.
So someone start the thread so we can see how long it goes. Like everyone post your photo.
And of those, how many was I giving a peace sign for?
What percentage?
Yeah, right.
Place your bets now.
Yeah, place your bets.
We gotta do all the data science on it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, so you don't yet have like, what about stats on like how many people came through each day?
Oh, we do have that stat. It was hard to judge the last day because we ran out of wristbands. Yeah, like great problem to have, but we were like,
yeah, absolutely.
We did not expect more than, I think we had 6,000 wristbands or 5,000 total. I forget the number. But first day we had 1,800 people come through. Second day we had 1,900 people, and then the last day we had like 1,100. But that's because we ran out of wristbands, and we could no longer like check through the the system that we had. But I mean, Merv probably knows best with the whole running out of wristbands. You were down there actually having to like pass them out. I don't know if you have anything to say to that.
Oh man, I'm like over talking about it, but yeah, it was wild. We basically just like, and those wristbands were already over allocated. At the beginning, I was like, oh, sick, we got enough. This is like 4 boxes full. And then if we didn't run out, I really don't know what would have happened, which is like a good thing, but it was crazy. Me and Ryan were dying.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude. Just having to be like, well, we can't bring anyone else up. I guess you could wander around, but that's about it.
And so, like, from your perspective, just hitting that, like, going in, were you like, if we get out all the wristbands, if enough people come that, like, everything goes, right? Like, because the shelves were empty too in terms of merch and all that. Like, was that success for you, or did you not really think about it in those terms? And it's more like just seeing it happen was wild after the fact.
No, definitely seeing it happen. That was the success. But being able to actually run out of wristbands was nice. It was nice that we didn't end up leaving with a lot of inventory. It was like, cool, we got it out there to all sorts of people. The fact that we, ran out of the pink wristband first was a success to me, because that meant like a bunch of non-holders showed up. And it got to the point where we had to use the other wristbands. So that, I think that stat to me, the pink wristbands going first, was my favorite part.
And that was like such a big sign, the pink, like the general admission wristbands going first, because like while we were signing those in too, it was like a thing that couldn't be ignored. It's like, wow, these are mainly just people that want to see what this is all about. I don't think these are like a lot of NFT people, And then even at the end, it didn't really end up being a bad thing, because like, yeah, it was kind of like a bummer to say you couldn't get in, but in the end, we did have enough like merch and stuff that we were like, and the whole team was in the back just like packing bags of blue cat heads and like chugs, whatever we could, and then like still giving them to people so they could still feel a part of it in some way, because like we couldn't let everyone in, but they were still left with a part of it. That was the best.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you guys were able to do that down there, because like it does suck to say no, you can't come in because we don't have any more wristbands. But yeah, at least leaving with something. It's like, okay, I got some merch. I'm happy now, a piece of the brand. But kind of piggybacking off of seeing the pink wristbands go first. One crazy moment for me was when we opened the doors, like on the first day. And instead, I thought, maybe there's a bunch of holders that run in or whatever, but it was a bunch of families that ran through first. And, I come out of the break room and see like who's there, and I don't recognize anyone. And it was just like families with their kids, people with strollers, and they're all just running around. They all have the pink wristband. And I'd have to like debate. I'm like, is this just the free thing that they decided to go do with their family while they're, in NYC, or these people who knew about Cool Cats beforehand? And so that was really cool to me to see the brand kind of get to people who probably don't know about NFTs. Nor did it matter, which was also really cool. It was like they were just liking the brand.
I know that's right, Clon.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's awesome. It was really cool to see just how many different people were there. And okay, so talk to me about the plushies, because I think, I mean, I'm not sure I knew what to expect, but having little chugs as one of like the opening offerings to the plushies, and the cool cat pillow is terrific too, the blue cat pillow, trust me, but Lil Chugs is just like so perfect as a plushie. And I think like, so like, how did you decide like, yes, we need chugs, obviously we need a blue cat, but what's the partnership like with Tokaido, and like how did those discussions go when it comes to building out the merch portfolio?
So we had the plan that we wanted to come out with plushies first, and we kind of were making the plushies in NYC like the thing that was like they'd had to release at NYC. So we wanted to have 3 tiers to it. That there was the blue cat plushie that was for cat holders only, the chugs, which was just like, I guess the one below that, and then the heart plushie that everyone got. If you just showed up, you got the heart plushie. And I knew from the start I wanted a blue cat head. I've always wanted just a blue cat head like plushie, and really I was amazed with the quality once I got to see it in person and how it really felt like a pillow. We've just, I was really, and like the material was nice. And then Little Chugs was like the MVP to me. I wanted to do Chugs because to me, I see Chugs in like the Cool Cats world as like that little like cute additional character, as if if you see an Adventure Time like BMO, like kind of the same deal where it's just that like little character, you never know what they're getting themselves into. Does it talk? Doesn't what's up with Chugs? And so I wanted to do another Chugs, and I really think because of last year when I had a bunch of Chug patch stickers at NYC, I was like, all right, we need to do Chugs again and like, have them as a plushie. And originally it would open up at the top and the entire Chugs was like hollow in the middle. So you could fit a lot of stuff into it, but it was like flopping over in weird ways. And so decided to kind of go back on that and fill it up. It didn't make sense at first, but the kind of the back and forth was fun because you got to like work out those tiny details. Like the first blue cat plushie they made, like the eyes were different, the mouth was different, and the ears were like sharper. So it was cool, like kind of working that out with them. And TOIKAIDO is like really good at doing toys and stuff. Like you can tell this is their bread and butter. And we definitely have like vinyl toys on the way too. And just more merch with them. They can kind of do what's the word I'm looking for? Just like
collectible items.
Yeah, collectible items. And like, I always just say this because Geeg and I had a Hello Kitty waffle iron, but I'm always like, they could do like maybe a blue cat waffle iron and like items like that, or like a little mini fridge, or so those things obviously take a little bit more time, but that's where this is all going. And so the plushies were the first like easy thing that we could get done quickly and still have good quality on it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to go back and forth. And I actually really love the heart plushies. I love a little backpack clip that can hang on off of stuff.
It's actually hard to like, unless you see it in person, it's hard to describe the quality of these products. Like that blue cat plushie has a nice feel and weight to it. Like there's some heft to it. Like it's extremely well done. So great job to you guys in TOIKAIDO to launching like these quality products, and I'm sure that whatever else comes out is just going to be top notch.
I'm super excited. It's always like, because I'm excited to see it too. It's like, it's always crazy.
So when, I guess for people who weren't in New York, like when should they expect to be able to buy some of this on the merch store? I know it's like impending any minute kind of thing, but I don't think
you could make some pretty good guesses, with just what's coming up with Cool Cat's history, maybe. Maybe not saying anything too direct, or
maybe an important date.
Yeah, maybe an important date. Maybe.
That's awesome.
I gotta just randomly jump. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it, Hawkwood.
Because we were talking about like all the new cats, like when we just started this, and like Queenie came in the room, and we have to congratulate her on her getting her cat, because that just happened too. Like, and it's like so perfect. Look at that cat right there.
I'm glad Queenie got one with heart eyes. It had to be the heart eyes, the heart glasses,
and the royal cloak.
Yeah, the royal cloak. Yeah. Oh, right. I didn't even make that connection at first. Oh my gosh, perfect.
Shout out to Merv and Queenie. Since y'all are both here, I definitely gave y'all some big praises earlier that was very, very, very well deserved. You two know how big y'all showed out for me, especially how much I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Merv, I even shared the story of you giving your bracelet to my bed partner, Frank. And that was just a huge moment too, brother. So I just wanted to say, since y'all are both here in the same space, I love you very, very dearly. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you did for me. That seriously meant a lot.
Oh man, that's so. Thank you for saying that, Sniper. Yeah, it was. I'm really glad we got to meet. You know, obviously, rather that we would have like met at Cooltopia, but still, it was dope. Like, man, that's funny that Frank. It's just because I was already on the way out, right? And then he was just like, "Hey, that's a really dope shirt." And I had so many people say that throughout the whole week of like, because we had these like specific Cool Cats team shirts, and I was like, "Oh, not for sale. There's only like 20 of these or whatever." And then he was like, "So what is this? What is Cool Cats?" And I was trying to explain to him. And then when he took the bracelet, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna Google this after." And I'm just like, "Hey, that's totally how like people tell their friends about bands and stuff. You know, it's just like that kind of organic kind of thing."
Merv, he sat next to me because he was a very loud talker. He on that phone, I kid you not, brother, he talked to his wife, whatever it was, literally every day until the moment we separated about what you did. And he was like, I have to buy one of these Cool Cat shirts. He told me it's super affordable, like 10, 15 bucks. He was so nice. And he would always roll over to me and ask me about Cool Cats and was like, yo, like, your friend was super cool. And Sasha came up there and gave him like some cake or something like that. And he was like, dude, like these communities you're talking about are just so sick. So Merv, that really stuck with him, bro. And I know you're a very humble guy, but that was such a nice gesture of you to just like you literally coming off of your own body just to give somebody something because they enjoyed what they saw. And that's what we're about. So big praise to you, man. I don't want to go off subject or anything, but you know, I got nothing but love for you, Queenie, the team, everyone. And it was just beautiful to see it. So big shout out to you, man.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while. That really does mean a lot.
Nah, I promise you, man. It really it it didn't change my perspective because I knew how good Cool Cats were, but it just really drove it home for me as I laid in that bed. I was like, that's what I want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? There's other communities that are great. We all know that, but where I am right now with the people that I'm with, I feel like that's where I should be. And I love the quote that I heard the other day from A Town. It was like, "Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated." And every time I'm with the Cool Cats, I feel like it's a celebration. So, dude, I love you guys.
Man, this is totally like a side thing because like thank you, man. I really hear all of that. I was just actually just on a call with Queenie, and then I swear it's just like I don't know if this counts as triggering or something. I just saw all the notifications going off in my Discord, and when I get that, I'm just like, oh no, Cooltopia's down. Time to get to work. But then it was just because we weren't in the spaces when I guess you were shouting us out, and then everyone's just tagging us and just like, oh wow, this was such a nice thing to come to. I thought I was gonna come check out a fire, but this is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, man, it's well deserved, man. And like I said, I don't want to make this about me by any means, but you two went above and beyond. And like I told even my mom noticed the gestures that were taking place. My girlfriend everyone noticed, and that right there just speaks in volumes alone. So keep rocking out, man. Keep being you, dude. I love it, and I'm a big fan of things happen for a reason. We might not have met at Cooltopia, but we met where we met for a great reason, brother. And for that, you'll always have a bond with me. So that's what Cool Cats are all about, right?
We love the cats. We love the cats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, so that does bring one thought to mind though. Like Klon, so like hearing that kind of story about Sniper's guy Frank, just like vibing with the brand and like you said, just seeing a bunch of non-holders show up right away and people just get excited, like seeing the brand and everything. I know it's only been a couple days, but has it put things into a different perspective for you or made you I don't know, more excited about a certain direction with the brand or just thought process on like maybe how to get it out there outside of just the NFT crowd? Because it is clear that I mean, I have literally had people stop me on the street. I've got one of the pink, the old school now. I'll say old school, all of like 9 months old or whatever, but like the pink sweatshirt with blue cat on the chest. I've had people stop me on the street and be like, "What is that?" You know, like, and I'm like, "Oh, it's Cool Cat," and they're like, "Cool Cat, I love that," you know, and just go on their way. And I feel like a number of us have had that kind of experience in real life, and it does make you think like, you know, obviously there has to be some sort of strategy involved with like expanding the audience, but it's clearly out there, right?
Yeah, it was like seeing those moments are just you kind of have to take a step back and realize like where it's all come to or whatever, because you know I always bring it back to, you know, just like the cartoonist days, and you know, not many people were seeing it. People that were wearing the merch were pretty much just my friends and like a few people online. But when just being able to expand it in ways that I never even imagined, like last year at NYC when I did the billboard, that was like groundbreaking to me, and just a moment of like, whoa, like I can't believe it got to this. And then, you know, like almost a year later, kind of in a way taking a risk on trying this like interactive kind of immersive experience of Cooltopia and of the brand. And I say risk because like we didn't know how that was going to get taken. You know, there's a lot of competition at NFT NYC, so like, was it worth, you know, spending all that money or whatever to get this crazy experience and just to see the people like walk in and have giant smiles on their faces and to be like have a moment where they felt like a kid again. I think that like really just was a fulfilling moment, because that's back when I did the cartoonist, my old like self motto was I just want to make you smile. Like if I can get like a little giggle or a smile off of one of these comics I made, then I did my job. And so seeing that on this like bigger scale with Cooltopia was absolutely mind blowing, and it didn't really hit me until like not necessarily until I left, but maybe like the VIP party, until it was like almost over, and just being like, wow, like what's next? Like that's all I could think about was how do we do this again? Like, do we do it bigger? Do we do it just in another city? Like, how do we expand on this? Because I didn't think holding an event would be what I'm like now most hyped about. It was just a great way as an artist, as a brand, like to show off what, you know, what it all means. So absolutely wild. It's just, and like seeing people I knew in the cats community, even, you know, you Horndog and the Good Night, like finally meet for the first time. That was wild, because it's like you know, you two have known each other in the space, and there were other instances of that where I knew two holders who had never met IRL were meeting for the first time, and it was just insane to see them like have their own friendship, you know, aside from Cool Cats, but because of the community. And so, yeah, all just insanely fulfilling, and just humbling just to see it happen.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, so how many times already though have you heard people? Because I probably even asked you like at Cooltopia, it was like, "Oh, so you guys gonna take this show on the road?" But from your
Yeah.
perspective, you're like, "Dude, we like just pulled this off, probably, right?"
Right. And that took a while, and it was like, okay, but what's next? Like,
Yeah,
are we
right.
thinking like 6 months from now to do an event? Are we thinking a year from now? Like, it'd be cool to do something massive, and that's easier said than done.
Yeah,
It obviously requires a lot of money, but still, I think like the payoff of just being able to make this experience for people and the holders, more importantly, like that they feel like, you know, they're seeing the brand evolve. Because I guess the main point for the reason that we really wanted to do Cooltopia NYC was because the word Cooltopia was getting, you know, related to the game that came out. And I guess to us, Cooltopia really meant the world that we were building. And so the game was like the first aspect of it. So it was cool to kind of show it off in a different light and be like, no, we're talking about like the town of Sapphire Town. And like, this is where the cool cats live. And you have Marshmallow Mountains to the north of it. You have the Flower Forest to the west. You have Critten Bay to the east. And then you have the upside down world right above you. And so like visualizing that and like putting it all into this like tiny space so that people could walk around and get a feel for it was just that was really cool. Just kind of re-explaining, and one day we'll have an animated series or something where we can visually put this in a 2D way, or like the game eventually where it's you can walk around as your cat and be in it. So it's cool. We're just trying to expand what Cooltopia really means.
But so, like, to be clear, canonically, is Sighduck in Sapphire Hell? Is that what's going on? Or
So I don't want to say there's any canon lore with why Sighduck was next to the Marshmallow Mountains, but to me, what we saw was like that's like the what's under the Marshmallow Mountains, kind of like where it all turns to lava and stuff. And I was like, well, what better cat to represent that than Sighduck, the devil cat.
I'm getting like Mordor vibes,
Yeah, exactly.
So like at the next event, is it like you got to pick out, like the next attraction has to feature a different legendary cat, or was that just like it made sense to use upside down cat and devil cat?
It was like part of it was they were definitely also the most active legendary cats out of all of them, and so part of me wanted to like include them in some way, just for what they've done and the support they've shown, and like always showing it as well since like the very early days. And not to say that other legendary cats haven't. I think it's just more that they're more active on Twitter. But we did try to put the skeleton cat in there for Theo on like the sale banner and in the game, and then very slightly it was supposed to be a little bit bigger, but the alien cat was supposed to be in the game as well. But we were like, if we show the alien cat in here and we're shooting cannonballs at it, like, does that give off a weird look? Like, I don't know. So we decided to just like keep it covered and like leave that kind of anonymous.
So secretly, the UFO that you're shooting at was actually manned by alien.
I'm not saying that, but maybe that was the plan.
It's going in the Wikipedia article. Somebody's going to cite this space now.
I think Sighduck, you had something you want to jump in with, right?
Oh no, I was just saying, I'm okay being the bad guy.
Yeah, you were definitely giving off villain vibes. I felt like you were standing there in front of your your demon cat in person and just kind of like nodding your head. I felt like you were vibing with the whole scene.
Yeah, I was taking it in for like a while.
I do want to say, question. Oh, sorry. Who was that?
No. I'll let Sniper go first.
No, I was just going to say that I also thought it was a really cool touch that whenever like I was watching everyone go to the Cooltopia, the fact that Clon did put in the people that were like active, like Sighduck. Like obviously Sighduck's a big part of the community, not just someone who holds multiple cats. Someone like Andrew who don't hold multiple cats, but he's made his upside down cat such of a personality that that's who he is. I love seeing just that you tied that in and that you actually sit back as a founder, kind of like how Angel said earlier. Whenever I saw you in LA, it was super easy to approach you. We talked, we hung out, and just the fact that you actually sit back, notice the people that are active in the community, and you notice the people that are active with their IP and doing what they love. Like even with me, with my podcast, you've been very, very supportive, and you was like, yo, I love what you're doing with it. So I just wanted to give you, Clon, a big shout out just for recognizing the people in your community that are trying to make something more than just a NFT trader. They're trying to become something with this image that you've allowed them to get.
Man, I need on our merch store the ability to print your own cat on a shirt or stickers or whatever, because I swear if people showed up with their cat on their shirt, I would recognize people from a distance. Because like I'll be talking to someone and not realize who they are, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is my cat." I'm like, "Why didn't you start with that?" Now I know who you are. Happened all the time, but I love to get to meet y'all. Like genuinely, everyone's just super wholesome and is usually really talented too. Like I love finding out what other people do in their spare time or
Awesome.
professionally. Yeah.
And then Klon, what you said about like Cooltopia and just even what you just laid out in like 30 seconds of the geography of Cooltopia is like blowing my mind, because like that's something that I think gives so much context to like the merch, to the game and everything that we haven't really seen come to life until this point. So I'm super hopeful that you guys continue to lean into that and build out those specific regions of Cooltopia, because that even what you just described there got me super excited about.
Oh yeah. Oh, Link is. This is what I keep saying. Link is. He's the dungeon master of Cooltopia. And he has been working so hard on the world of Cooltopia, and let's just say we're only scratching the surface is what we've shown you, and there's definitely like lore and reason to why everything is where it is, and the new characters and where they slot in, and as well as other characters you've never seen before but are written into the lore. And so I'm constantly tapping at Link to be like, hey, you need to do more puzzles. You need to like tell the lore more because there's so much of it, and it's just fun. It's just kind of just makes you more immersed, and it gives you something to like have some mystery behind or look forward to.
I do like the fact that like you guys were able to add in real life uh, effect kind of thing with like the whole Cooltopia and NYC. Like you guys were talking about earlier, like taking it on the road would definitely be obviously like cost a lot of money and be like a lot of work, but I feel like it's definitely a way to build a brand. I personally, when I was in Cooltopia, like I felt like I was in Pokemon Emerald, like one of my favorite games. I was like, dude, I'm walking around a field of like flowers that change colors every time you touch them. Like I'm playing all these mini games. I'm around like this egg that this little cool pet that the egg pops out of. Like it's really dope. And I feel like as you guys expand with like the brand and the marketing, like that little patch of grass with flowers might turn into a field where people can like run through and like have a picnic in Cooltopia or something like that, or where people the lava game might turn into like a roller coaster or stuff like that. Like I'm obviously imagining like way bigger than than the eye can see at the moment, but like I'm telling you, like I left that event thinking like Cool Cats has so much going for them and so much that they can work with. Like you guys can really become in the next 5, 10, 15 years like a worldwide like known brand, like something like I don't want to be crazy here, but like a Disney, what I'm saying, like a Pixar, like if you really think about it, like Pixar only came around what in the early 2000s. Like it's only been 15, 20 years. Like Cool Cats definitely has that potential.
Bro, that ain't crazy at all. That's what it's gonna be. I feel like. I mean, like I said a year ago, whenever we invested into Klein, like we invested into much more than just a profile picture. I felt like, and that's why I've stuck through and through with my Cool Cats, bought all the achievements and stuff. Because I mean, it's just been it's been much deeper than just a profile picture. And I think, like I said earlier, Cooltopia really, really, really showed people. I mean, I don't know, man. I could go on and on about how nice it was and what it did for people, but just hearing that, like, look how many people came at first and like the pink wristbands, like that story. So many people wanted to be in there, and every time I heard someone, they was like, "Oh yeah, families were going through there, loving it." So I mean, that kind of positive impact. There's no doubt that you could surpass a Pixar or a Disney, but that's why you got the Cool Cats. They're going to be the Cool Cats. They're going to make their own lane, do their thing. And I'm, like I said 1,000 times before, I'm just happy to be here and be a part of it. Thank God for Klon and the team and what they've done. So, hell yeah.
No pressure, Klon.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever.
No, it's with you guys supporting me, like that's what keeps driving me forward. And like again, just last year it was the billboard, this year it was Cooltopia, and it's just crazy to like these doors are opening to like kind of expand on all of it because we're ready to expand on the story and lore and all of that. So I'm just super excited and I'm super thankful, really.
It was funny to watch like how many people wanted to meet Klon and take photos with him. It did feel like people trying to meet Walt Disney and like trying to get pictures, and like I'm sure for introverts like myself and like Hawkward, I think about like with her introverted posts, like I'm like I don't know how I could do that for 3 days. Like it's so overwhelming. Like every single minute someone just like meeting Klon the celebrity and taking a photo. Klon, I don't know how you did it, and had stamina for that.
I'm gonna be honest. Gary V inspired me a little bit when I went to VCon, and I would see him for 4 days straight in a 5-hour meet and greet each day, and I was like, this guy cares about his community. Say what you will about Gary V, what it takes a certain type of person to do that. Now, I will say he's probably more of an extrovert than an introvert, so it's probably easier for him. But it's definitely crazy. Like, Cool Cats has definitely helped me be a little bit more extroverted in those situations, and like also has helped me with just like speaking on stage as well, like doing this or like speaking on stage at VCon. Like, it's helped me in so many ways of getting past that because yeah, I would in most cases I'd rather be behind my computer playing video games, and Geeg knows that because she'll try to drag me out to things and like, can I just play some League of Legends or something? Yeah, or watch some TV.
Yeah, speaking of Klon, when are we playing?
Oh, whenever, dude. Yeah, I'm always down. Although I will say I only play ARAMs or TFT. I don't play Summoner's Rift.
Oh.
Same.
Same.
Right way to play.
Yeah, ARAMs only. I keep saying they need ranked ARAM so I can start sweating.
So, Klein, can I ask you, because you talked about like, okay, last year was the billboard, this year is Cooltopia. Like, do you have a vision of what success will look like in your mind, like next year or 5 years from now or whatever? Or do you feel like you're kind of taking it one big project at a time?
I feel like I have to take it one big project at a time because it's hard to plan for things. Like, you just never know what's going to happen or like what might drive you to certain decisions. Because like for me, Cooltopia NYC was driven by like doing the IP more. And luckily, like, before we made the big statement about the characters and all of that, like that was already the plan to like just kind of go back to something that like gives the lore or whatever. So anyways, with the result of the game and all of that, it was like, all right, we got to do something that's like opposite of that. So what would be really cool, and I mean, like, this is not the plan or anything, I'm just right here with y'all, like, a theme park would be crazy. If we had some actual, like, rides that you could go on, like, carnival style, or, like, a county, like, a county fair or something, like, that would be sick. Some, like, games that you can play, or you're, like, well, I'm trying to think, like, I don't want to say, like, yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to roll down a hill in a marshmallow.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, it'd be dope if like, you take the upside down cat, make it a ride. The whole ride is just upside down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or it's like a Ferris wheel. It's always upside down. Or like,
it's like boat is a water ride. Oh my land.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I can't, like that's what would be insane. But easier said than done. It requires a lot of money, but that would be the pie in the sky. Like that would be sick.
There would definitely need to be like a Horndog concession stand.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
yes. Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm eating Horndog.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Awkward exotic bird encounters.
Yes, yeah.
All right, it's
happening. Yeah, what if we opened it up to y'all and it's like, all right, you each can have like your own little stall here, and you can do whatever you want that's themed to your cat.
We need to sit down with Sniper Stall, and y'all can just sit down and we'll take pictures and talk.
Yeah, like you have your podcast there. Like that's like what you do at the. Anyways, now I'm just getting really excited.
Or you could have one of those shooting games with prizes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be so cool.
We can have Sasha's Magic Mirrors of Disillusionment.
Yeah.
Well, luckily theme parks are a little bit easier to build in a metaverse, so wink, wink,
That's
wink.
good point.
There's that too, I guess.
I'm ready for
Right.
Halloween, Klon. The moment that I think the best thing ever would be we hold a competition in the server or something, and like the best 5 traits, obviously the ones that we can make, like antlers. Let's say if antlers won, I would kill for some antlers for Halloween. I will throw on my flannel shirt underneath. Just a couple of little classic traits. You could do a antlers or something like that. That would be beautiful down the line. I'm so ready.
Yeah. The mummy head.
If you can get TOIKAIDO like to get me a good set of horns, that would be pretty dope.
Oh my god! In a hot dog suit?
costume.
It does feel like no, but at a minimum, like I bet after seeing what their stuff looks like, they could probably make a mean Frage hat, and those would sell like hotcakes.
Ooh, I would love
Easily.
a Frage hat. Oh my gosh,
That is
Just
the
a suggestion.
best idea. That is the best.
Oh my
idea.
god!
Could you
And
imagine?
that would be like Cooltopia's version of the Mickey Mouse ears. I feel like everyone would just walk away with a frog hat.
Like I've seen what TOIKAIDO has done with like the Among Us like costumes, like the kids dressed up, adults dressed up in the big like Among Us costumes. Their partnership there, you have to, Klon, give us some alpha there. Like, has that been discussed? Costume.
My lips are sealed.
You know what it means? No.
On the costume part, I was gonna say that the one thing that absolutely should come. I mean, it's not an original idea or anything. I'm sure you may be thinking, but like a mascot in Cooltopia would have been amazing. It's like an addition you can make, next one, whatever. Maybe even some of the team, like Klon and Geeg or whoever, maybe dressed up as the mascot, and then people don't know it first.
I think before Cooltopia, we had like joked that since Blue Cat is maybe either 5 feet tall or 12 feet tall, we don't know. Like it would be hilarious if there was someone walking around on stilts in a giant Blue Cat costume, just like patting people on the head, just like enormously long legs, just walking around and terrifying the children.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. You guys may not know this, obviously, because you just met me, but I have a coworker who has built costumes out of stilts. I'm not trying to plug anything, but I do make music. If you check my pin tweet, he's in that video. He's like this 8-foot monster that he created with stilts. So that is 100% doable because people already do that. Like,
that'd be
hilarious. This is how the best ideas start.
12-foot Blue Cat. Let's go.
Blue Cat.
Dude, it is 100% possible because my coworker, so what he has is like this, like he has like basically like a ghillie suit and he has like this like mask or whatever, and he like told me the mechanics of it. He can go on all fours and like run on all fours. It's crazy. So like imagine a cool cat running on 4 feet, like just around Cooltopia. Like, yeah, what's up? Like, dude, that is 100% doable.
I'm equally impressed and terrified at the prospect of that.
Yeah, that sounds horrifying.
Jeez. Oh, part of me wants to see it.
I would be so excited to be Gary, for a day. I'm just like, you got to volunteer for at least a day. The next Cooltopia, okay?
Yeah.
A glass of milk that I'll be threatening to spill everywhere.
I'll
take a picture with me.
Get you a Gary costume, absolutely.
All right. Well, we know the pillars of the Cool Cats plan moving forward. Then now it's cartoon, theme park, game, and expanded IP and art. Getting deeper into the lore.
And 12-foot Cool Cat.
And well, that's part of the theme park, right?
Okay. Fair
I
enough.
mean, it, like very clearly fits in
Okay.
to what the vibe we're all going for at Cooltopia, IRL Cooltopia. So, Klon, if we have more time with you, I do want to ask. I kind of suspect now you're going to tell me like, wait a couple of days for a date we do know that's coming up to hear more details. But can you tell us anything more about the new characters and when you plan to start picking up the pen?
So, let's see. What can I tell you here? You know, the characters. I don't know what to say.
How about this? Are you
GG.
excited? Are you excited to get back to these characters and get back to drawing some more stuff?
100%. Because like, so with the characters, I was kind of going on this like internal battle of whether I wanted them to be with Cool Cats or not. And you know, like, you're like, oh, do I save them for if I ever want to do something outside of Cool Cats, or do I just want to save them for, do I want them on the blockchain or not, or whatever. And so I had this moment where I kind of realized, like, I played out the scenario. Sorry, my nose is all stuffy. I played out the scenario where post Cool Cats, I tried to use these characters, and they would feel kind of lifeless to me because their like keystone is Blue Cat. The reason they were created was Blue Cat, and so that's why I decided, like, okay, it's time to like bring the characters back because they all like years ago I had pages and pages of like their relationships and why each character is in this group and like the mini friendships and the mini like rivalries and all of that. And so I'm very excited to bring them back, and it was cool to kind of like show that to Link as well, because he could be like, oh, there's more fuel for me to like work with here, with introducing everything. And so I'm super excited to draw them again and kind of now, and I guess maybe here's a little bit of alpha, but like think about how they break down to be, you know, like generative, and like what kind of costumes would they wear compared to like a Cool Cat, or their emotions that they would have. And so it's like I've done a little bit of that way in the past, but it's different now because it kind of all comes. I love the PFP format. It's like it's a really fascinating one to me, and like generative work, because it's just like limitation in a way, and what you can do with that limitation is the fun part. And so I'm really excited to put pen to paper again and get going on all of these, as well as with the stream. Like a few people know I'm in the process of moving, so once I move, one of the first things I'm going to get set up again is the stream. And so when it comes time to, you know, work on one of these characters, I'm going to take it back to literally how Cool Cat started and why the stream started. It was that we're going to start drawing traits together. So I'll just be up on stream. Maybe I'll be drawing something I had in mind, but I just love when the chat is like, oh, draw this, or like they take, you know, like, or add this to what you're drawing, or like, what if, you know, it's fun because I think of things that I wouldn't have thought of. And then, you know, sometimes they make it into the collection, sometimes they don't, but it's just fun. Sometimes they turn into an emote. We had Chugs. The whole reason Chugs even exists was because of a Twitch stream, and it happened on accident. So I'm really excited for the characters, for the stream, just to get back to it, you know.
I think you brought up something that kind of was interesting, that when we had the town hall a couple weeks back with Ken Cron, he had made a comment that I found super interesting, which was, oh, Klon's been super generous in terms of, you know, bringing, kind of putting all his prior IP characters all into Cool Cats, and that seemed to be a deliberate decision. And I never thought about it like that, which is like, oh, you had been saving these for something, but you seem to be going all in with Cool Cats and bringing them to life here. So is it that all the characters that we're expecting to see coming up, really from your catalog, your back catalog of characters, or are you also creating new characters from scratch? Coming into Cool Cats here, I'm just curious on how you're approaching that.
So there will always be new characters coming to Cool Cats, but the reason that the 5 additional characters are so special is because like I spent a long time on creating them and the way that they look, and like, you know, we could create new characters for another drop or whatever. Like we did that with pets, but there's something about it already having that thought and like love put behind it. I was like, let's just start with this. Like, let's start with this. I got past it and was eventually like, yes, let's add them to Cool Cats because it makes sense. They're Blue Cat's friends. They're already a part. That's already like in Blue Cat's story. So, yeah, it's just I'm excited to add them, and it gives me more time to think about additional characters, as well as I kind of firmly believe that characters might just spawn on a Twitch stream. Like Tepnu happened through a puzzle and then through the Twitch stream. Lil Chugs happened through just the Twitch stream, and so I'm excited just to see. And the reason I like that more is because it feels like the community was a part of it too, and just makes the character like already have that love and like fun part, like aspect with it. Like never did I think I'd have a Tepnu character or a milk carton with just arms and legs and it'd be the cutest thing ever. And like I love Chugs. Like I just want to put Chugs on everything.
Dude, how about seeing Tepnu in the game and
with a voice?
Who I was just about to say, who voiced Tepnu? That's what I want to know.
We hired a VO. We had to get someone with a little, like, pirate twang to him, but it was crazy.
Good.
Like,
it made sense.
Yeah, it was wild. Like
how involved were you guys in all that stuff? Because obviously you hired someone to build the game, right? It wasn't the in-house team.
Yeah. Pretty involved. We Media.Monks helped with the script, but we also had Link take a look over it and make sure it kind of made sense with Cool Cats. But then we had like a list of VOs that we could choose from, and then that was kind of the one we landed on.
Yeah, that's wild. It was really cool. Sniper,
yeah, that was just
something?
that was
go
just
ahead,
like
Hopper.
What really impressed me about the exhibit is that you seamlessly kind of blended in the IP into this like pop-up exhibit that like I was like how did they do this? Like I don't know, it was just like so impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, it was crazy seeing like the statues and then like you said, like the voiceover with the animation and like just the town itself, like kind of all meshed together. And so like I guess to maybe talk a little bit about the process of Cooltopia if anyone's interested, but is like we looked for we had a lot, like when I say we had a lot of meetings, like it's for things like this. Like we were talking to so many event companies and being like, all right, who can probably deliver this vision? And Media.Monks immediately stood out to us with just like the fun aspect. They kind of had that going for them already. And like when we showed them Cool Cats, you could also feel this genuine excitement behind like them wanting to work on it. So we were like, okay, bet. Like, let's go with Media.Monks. They rule. And so it kind of like, we talk for a while. We talk about, give them the lore and everything. And then we give them sketches of like what we want. And it's hard sketching for a space that you don't know what venue you're going to be at or how big it's going to be, how many people need to go through it, what's capable. And so we just gave them like, we want the 4 zones. We want all, because we wanted it to be cat centric, but we wanted the pets to be there somehow as well. And so we made each element its own zone, and that was, and as well as town hall. Like it was a big thing for us that we'd be able to stand at town hall in the physical realm. And so, you know, we show that to Media.Monks, and then they came back to us with like 20 options of like what we could do in each area. And that's when my mind just like blew up. It was like, oh, I was thinking really small because what you guys are presenting us is like insane. And obviously one of them was like, we can make an obstacle course. And I was like, what? An obstacle course? And so we immediately went with that idea because that was just the coolest thing for me, that you'd be able to run a course inside for, you know, Marshmallow Mountain. And then they talked about like Tepnu's boat and what we could do with Tepnu's boat, because that was a big thing. We wanted a boat to be there. And then that's when they presented like this game idea, and then like the wristbands as well, and how all that works, and how we could gamify it somehow where you're earning merch, quote unquote, for free by doing something. And so like that was cool, and offering both options of, you know, earning points to get the merch or spending money on it, whether you're a holder or not. And then just kind of, we wanted a chill section where you could go get food, have the milk bar. The milk bar was always a sketch that we had where like Chugs was running the bar. Next time I want Chugs like to actually be at the bar, and that's who you're talking to. That's the dream.
Animatronic.
Yeah, animatronic. Yeah.
A top Chugs and 12-foot blue cat. Good guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He dispenses milk into your cup,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
from the top
exactly.
of his head.
Exactly. And so and then just like the whole fabrication part was wild, because like, you know, they'd come to you with these like 3D renderings of what was possible, and then that's where you like could go in and like give your critiques or feedback and like kind of fine tune it. But the Media.Monks team absolutely crushed it. They were definitely the perfect people to work with, and they immediately understood the vision and like the playfulness and like things like the cat detective. I almost turned down that idea because I was like, people aren't going to really like this. I don't really get it, and blah, 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 blah. And then they seemed really hyped on it. And I was like, hey, you know what? Okay, let's add it. Let's add the cat detective. And then when I saw it in person, I was like, oh my God, this guy is awesome. Like, he's in full character, like, and like running around, finding people, being like, hey, I got some missions for you. And like, shout out to that guy, because he was one of my favorite surprises.
Dude, that guy,
yeah, great.
He was awesome.
I told him after the Fagasum at the VIP party, I think somewhere, and I was like, dude, you honestly, I thought he was possibly the best part. I mean, it's so hard to pick the best part when you have such a cool experience, but he really like put a cherry on the top, you know, like to feeling like it's not just something you interact with, but that it's a live experience, you know, like the world feels alive when you have characters in it. And so, you know, the one thing where obviously this can expand from here is like, you know, we've been talking about these mascots and other characters, because these characters make environments come alive. And he did such a great job at making, you know, I think everybody interacted with him feel like they're in this world, right? Great.
For sure. I like wrote a thread a few days back around kind of Disney parks and what they train their cast members or employees on, and that's a big part of it, which is like if you work there, like you are part of the story, you are part of the interactive experience, and nothing demonstrated that better than the detective. He was full on character the whole time and never really broke character. So like that I could see like your hesitation, Klon, at the start where it's like, what, like this guy walk around
running
cosplay?
around. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I was like, that's so off brand. And then but you see it there, and where everything already feels a little bit more realistic, as well as like in between this cartoon world, and it just made sense. And like that guy is definitely you know, in my context now of just like if we need to bring him back or anything, because he crushed it. He just absolutely crushed it. And my favorite part was like the pins that you got from it. Like you had to earn those. And so if I see anyone with a Chugs pin or the the heart pin or the cat pin without the white border around it is like, I can tell they, did all the missions. And anyways, I love it. It was so awesome.
The Chugs pin? What?
Yeah, there's a
there's
Chugs pin.
a Chugs pin.
Oh my god. Well, I got the cat pin, although it was stolen alongside my sweater.
No.
At the VIP party. If you happen to have extras, let me know. But anyway, I didn't know the Chugs pin. Oh my god, I wasn't presented a choice, so now, whatever next event, I'm doing all the quests, and I am insisting on a Chugs pin.
I think there were 7 quests total, and that was how, because then there were 7 pins total. So I think like you had to do all 7 to get all of them.
Yeah, see, so what happened is the one part that I like, it worked for me because it wasn't extremely clear that there's sort of the next quest, but then I started doing, and it felt like the 5th quest was the final. So because when I finished it, there was no offer to continue. But maybe there was. I mean, also it was like a long day and handling many requests.
I could be wrong though, because I did not complete the quest.
I didn't.
I
didn't either.
I gave up after 2 quests. So
I kept getting pulled in every direction. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
quests.
but I knew that there were 7 possible pins to win. So maybe it was like you could choose either the heart, the Chugs, or the cat head for the last one.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. But hopefully they will be available in the merch store. I have no idea, but hopefully they will be.
I think it'd be definitely cool to have some pins that are only earnable.
Right?
Yeah, because then you can literally wear it as a badge.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people couldn't make it, but like you still have to earn it somehow rather than just go and buy.
Right. Yeah, that was my favorite part too. Was like you earned it. Just feels better that way.
Maybe you have to solve a riddle on the website before you can purchase it, or
the
something.
Chugs riddle.
Yeah.
I love that. We're almost at the top of the hour and a half. Usually we keep out the spaces. So wanted to just wrap it up with a few other questions, see if anyone has. I did want to clarify, I don't know much about Media.Monks and like what they do. And I also know that there was like an MVP guy at the event, Jarvis, who was like running around the whole time, orchestrating a ton of things. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
Let's just take a moment and like, can everyone just spam the heart emoji for Jarvis? I know he's not here.
Heart claps, whatever.
Like, yes.
None of it would have been possible without him.
Oh my gosh.
He was amazing.
Like, he was the middleman between Media.Monks and CoolCats, and we brought him on to help out in that regard. And like, working with Media.Monks, there was just constantly like things that we had to approve, and like it was easy to lose track of it, and like he was on top of that. But then it comes to the actual event of Cooltopia, and he is running around like a madman, just making sure everything is fine. Like any quests that needed, or any kind of like tasks that needed to be taken care of, he was taking care of it, making sure everyone was happy. Like we had a whole team dinner that we all left for, and he didn't come because he was still making sure everything like on Media.Monks side and Cooltopia was like fine. And like
it was, he literally came in and he was like, so I just want to let you know how many people came today, give you
guesses.
The lowdown.
And he was like, all right, guess everyone. So we're all giving our guesses, and it was after day 1, and he's like, he told us the amount, and then we're all just cheering. He's like
floored,
and he's like, all right, cool, I have to go. And we're like, wait, what? We're like, no, stay.
Yeah, we're like, at least like grab a piece of bread or something, and he like grabs a roll and literally leaves and to go finish like resetting for the next day. And we were like, oh my god, this guy's crazy, we love him.
Dude, we love him, man. He's the best. He really is.
That was like such an moment at the team dinner, because it was also like right when Ken Cron was giving like a victory speech, and then Jarvis just comes in, like spits the numbers, takes a roll of bread, takes one bite, and walks out. It was like the ultimate mic drop thing I've ever seen.
Yes! The timing couldn't have been better. Like,
it could not have been better.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then he leaves, and we're all just like, well, let's go Cool Cats.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so great.
That's so sick. Oh man, yeah, he was insane, just running around the entire time. You could tell he had full command on just what to do and putting out fires. So I also want to give a huge shout out to Kev and Becks as well too, who literally are like such the heart of the community as well too. That they were just, I saw how much people loved meeting with them, how much they were engaging with the community as well too. So huge shout out Kev, Becks, like you're well loved within the Cool Cats team, and just I can't say enough great things about like what a pleasure it was to meet you both in person and just vibe with you all.
Massive shout out. We love those two so much. Becks, friendliest person ever, and then Kevin, the curator of vibes. Always.
Literally.
Literally.
Totally. So I guess Clon, anything you want to leave us with? Any last, or do you want to leave us with just like absorbing the whole insanity of last week and looking at, we still got half a year here to go with Cool Cats roadmap and things to go. Like, anything just on your mind?
Oh man. There's like, there's so many things I could say, but I'm just excited for the characters. Like, genuinely, that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for trying out new things that are IP focused, and like, as well as one thing that I really, really want to get well, and this is just because it's on my mind, and Geeg is sitting next to me because she's heard me complain, is I want like high quality merch, that like apparel merch, not like toys or anything. Like, so I'm like taking my own, like putting my boots down and like finding the route to do it, doing it the way I want it. Like, it means so much to me to get that right. And like, Creature World knocked it out of the park with the stuff that they dropped, and I want that level. So, as well as like, our normal shirts, whatever, like that's always great to have, but I want some stuff that's like higher quality. And so that's on my mind. So I figured that would be a good thing to say. I just like want to make sure that that's, known because it is at the top of my list constantly, but I've never had enough time to focus on it because you got to find someone.
Bringing the Creature World merch reference in here, that's like you're talking about some real drip. Then you're talking about like Geeg level drip here.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yo, like, can we get like a mass market jean jacket, like all you drip
right
are wearing, that Geeg makes for everybody?
That is my goal for this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be so sick.
I mean, like, I don't know. I do know how I'm gonna make it happen, and I'm gonna make it happen. So just keep your eyes peeled.
We want to have
just
Cool
like
Cats
a good jacket or like a good zip up like that would be so dope.
Well, like if you saw my denim jacket, seeing like Cool Cats and rainbow, or even just any color, like right there on a jean jacket, just looked so good. And
it does, yeah.
Like, and then the cat on the other side, it was like a 1-2 kind of thing.
I saw Dose with his too, and obviously Elu's got he had the sleeves cut off, but like that look works with the Cool Cats.
We want to have Cool Cats X custom land, like always be a
That'd be dope. That'd be so sick.
I'm gonna finally dress cool.
See, and that's what I want. Like, we're Cool Cats, we gotta dress cool, so we need to provide that. And make it easy. So that's on my list. Outside of everything else that we're releasing or whatever, like that's my personal goal, is to make sure we have good merch. Apparel merch, to be specific. Yeah.
All right. That's good. So we got like the mass high quality merch, and then we got some bespoke Geeg style, like limited edition, like
yeah.
I'm into that. All right. Well, that's awesome. I'm super excited. Big shout out to Elu too. We haven't called out Elu, but he was also on the floor with you. Just
yeah.
He looked like a zombie. I'm not gonna lie. He looked like a zombie by the end of it. He was like and walking.
Oh
just like, but big shout out to Elu, because I would always see him in like that lounge area taking interviews. Like he was always off doing Q&A interviews with different syndicates, different publications, different companies. Like it like won't name drop, but he did say he met with a number of different brands out there, big companies that wanted to understand Cool Cats more. So like it's exhausting that like you guys like awesome that you guys were out there on the floor talking with holders, but I know there's like this whole other world of conversations you all were having that we weren't even privy to.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, it was wild when we had an interview with someone from like, whatever company, and it was just the most exciting conversation I had of like potential, like any kind of partnership, and then like turning around and talking to like a holder and being like, I can't tell them what I just talked about, but it is on my mind right now, and I wish I could tell them. Just like it kept happening because Evan and I took the approach of being like, all right, we're not going to go to any other event. We're just going to stay at Cooltopia, focus on us. And so like we did the same with any interview that we had. It was like, all right, come to Cooltopia. We'll talk to you here. We have areas that we can go talk in. And so, yeah, that was a massive shout out to Evan as well. Cause like we have this like good synergy between us when it comes to like being at events, and like if one of us needed to go off to do one of those conversations, he was the guy to do it, and then I would stay and like talk to the holders, shake hands, take pictures and all that. And like it was just, we're good at tag teaming that kind of stuff. Massive shout out. Couldn't do it without him, literally. Couldn't do this without him.
Let's go. That's awesome. You guys were a great duo. I want to thank you, Clon, so much for spending your time, taking your time, coming on this Spaces here. Thank you for the chair. I'm loving the chair.
Yeah.
Dude,
nice.
yeah, we didn't even touch this.
We didn't even touch the chair.
Can we just briefly before we leave?
Before we leave,
Clon and Geeg, you guys are like trying to pack up, get ready to move. I'm guessing maybe this weekend or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, time to get rid of this chair. Posted online this morning, and who is around the corner, a short drive away, but the good night.
Right.
And he's like, I want it.
Well, it's like after the Cameo event, I knew that you kind of lived somewhat close, or like the general area. And so when you were like, I could come in 10 minutes, I was like, okay, bet. Like, yes, if you want to come get this, come get it right now. And you really were like 10 minutes away. I remember I was like in a like company little meeting that we had like internally, and I was like, oh wait, one sec, guys, I have to give me a sec. I have to go outside and give this chair the good night.
It literally was like I had to take the car so I could fit the chair, and my wife needed it, and she was like, I was like, are you leaving right now? She's like, yeah, I'm about to leave. I'm like, can you please give me 20 minutes with the car? I like literally need to go to pick up a chair. She's like, why do we need another chair? I was like, I don't have time to explain. I need to go get this chair right now. I'll be back and I'll explain. So I got the chair, brought it back, explained it. Now, like, my kids are like obsessed with the chair. And like, they're like, you have to explain to them the chair. You haven't explained to them the chair. I'm like, okay, but I gotta get on this Spaces. Yeah, it's. I should be paying more attention to my family instead of Cool Cats. To be honest. They're just like, I'm running off the Spaces, picking up chairs, things like that. But they're loving it. My kid loves the merch. She uses the Blue Cat as like her main pillow now.
No way! Oh, I love that.
More, she uses Blue Cat. But yeah,
Clon, I feel like there's a lesson in here too. Like any other junk you guys are trying to get rid of ahead of your move, just like sign it and draw a little doodle on it, and then like post it on Twitter. Somebody's gonna come take it away for you.
We just doodle on stuff. Yeah, you're right.
You already doodle on it.
No, it's true. I do doodle on everything already. Well, okay, so there's like the 10 ETH milk carton that I used when I dumped milk on myself. That's just sitting on my shelf.
There's also
with a
the
face
10 ETH
straw.
milk jug poster
which I'm totally kidding. Maybe they're a dual or like a bundle. I mean, you get the poster and the milk carton.
See, you're gonna give that away in 30 years. That's like priceless memorabilia.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
like
We'd rather it go to a good home.
Right. I've always been that way. It's like I feel weird selling that stuff, so I'd rather always just give it away. I love that more.
I will say Geeg's post this morning was like very provocative because like it did say like, oh, this is about to go out on the street.
It was.
Yeah, I was
It
like,
was like
let's just
everyone's like,
throw
what?
it out. Yeah,
Like,
I was
on
like,
the
we need to
street?
get rid of it.
The chair created Cool Cats. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And then on the back, just to give you some context about that, those are two of my other characters that those probably will never come to Cool Cats because they're just my favorite personal characters. But
Well, that was like when he put down
Blue Cat. Those was the other characters I was
started drawing those, and he was like, I think this is gonna be my next thing.
Long Boy and Polyclon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, next year then.
What?
So next year then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll do those characters next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm honored to have them in my home. Those characters on the back of the chair in my living room, and yeah, well, I think we're all honored that Clon, you came on to talk with the community again about Cooltopia, about everything coming up. So thank you so much. Thank you to the team. I'm so glad to see the team out here too. Merv on stage, Sean in the audience, Queenie, Becks, number of folks out here. I saw Kev, I think, earlier too. So we love it when the team comes and joins us, and we're excited for the upcoming weeks. Like I said, upcoming spaces. We've got Hamm and Codename hopefully next week for just like breaking down the JPIGs project. And then I know Sean's coming up a couple weeks later to talk about the community as well too. And if you guys missed it, Sean had opened up a number of office hours to speak with the community. I think those spots went like hotcakes. I know a few more spots were opening up, but definitely take advantage of that. I had a great conversation with Sean, felt very good about it. And I think she's super open to listen to the community and hear the feedback. So it's a great place to start from, to understand like who we are and what we're all about, and to build the community events and things like that from there. So thanks everyone today for joining. Thanks again, Clon. We love the cats. We love Cooltopia. We love the community spaces. So thanks everyone.
We love the cats.
Thank you for having me.
We love the clowns.
We love the cats.
Love it.
We love the cats.
We love the cats.